Hey, kia ora, good morning, and welcome to a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday. I am Helen Brahms, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a fantastic start to this absolutely glorious, thankful Thursday. It is, but every day should be thankful. Thankful Mondays, thankful Tuesdays, thankful Wednesdays, etc., etc. So today, it's going to be very brief because I still have to go have breakfast before I get on to day 4 of my genealogy class. And my gratitude today is I am extremely grateful, one, for the opportunity that I have been given to be able to take this class this week, and 2, for the amazing facilitators we have. We have a main facilitator who has done a lot of the training, but she's also brought in specialists to talk to us about different parts of genealogy. And yes, it is like an intro class to genealogy, a basic class, but there's a few of us that our experience ranges from just starting through to those that have been doing it for eons, for years. And I'm not sure if I've done it the longest or not, but we've all got varying degrees of abilities and experience within this class. And they say the class is good for first timers, but also for those that want to do refreshers on basics and that. And researching here in the States is very different from the research I was doing in New Zealand with my mum and the places that we would go and visit. Over here, it's not just one place, it's several places you can go to just to get one record, depending on who had jurisdiction at the time and where that record is kept. It could be kept at city level, village level, county level, state level, federal level, depending on what the record is and what time period it was recorded, released, whatever you want to call it. So it's very, very different. So I've learned a whole bunch of new skills this week, which I am super excited about. And I've been practicing them each evening as well. But I'm just so grateful that I've had the opportunity to do this week. This is our last full day of class, and we're all about courthouse research today. So this is one of the books they recommended for us, and there's a lot of really good stuff in here. But our instructor today, she's got this whole day planned with court, including not only just where to go to look for courthouse records, but she has created, and I'm super excited to see this, a virtual courthouse tour for us, and an actual courthouse for us to walk through virtually. And so I'm sort of like, I am so excited to see this, just to see what she has created. So it's going to be an incredible day because court records play such a vital role in fact, any of the genealogical records play a vital role, but court records are huge. I mean, they make up a bulk of what we've got, but there's such a variety of records available at a courthouse, and knowing where to go and who to see and who to ask is huge. So I'm really, really looking forward to this, because when we get the chance to actually go on site, boots on the ground and walk in and actually get in there and look at the records and all of that too. I've got my archival gloves are ready to rock and roll and all of that. But anyway, so who are you most grateful for today? Who are you most grateful for today? Not what, who. Who are you most grateful for today? Let them know. Send them a card. Give them a phone call. If they are no longer with us and you're able to go visit the cemetery, then go do that. And we learned about cemetery records the other day. I love walking through cemeteries. I have no issues walking through cemeteries at all. I actually find them very peaceful, very restful, and I love walking through and reading tombstones and seeing some of the unique tombstones that are out there. But it's just a sense of peace, and everybody in there has a story, and you've all heard this. Most of you have heard the thing about the dash. You got the date, the year that you were born, the year that you died, but it's how much do you fit into that dash that's in between. And walking through the cemetery, you say, well, I wonder what their story. Oh, they lived till they were 105. What their story? And you look at when they pass and go, wow, they've lived through this and this and this and this, and you think of all the historical events that person had lived through. Wow, what sort of an impact? I wonder what sort of an impact that had on their lives. Wonder what words of wisdom that person could have passed on. So what words of wisdom are you hanging on to and not writing down? And you don't actually have to get out pen and paper to do it. You could put I don't have a microphone. You could put a microphone on and you can do the talk to text thing on there, or just record your voice, or do videos for future generations and have them archived and all of that sort of thing, so that you can let people know. We had, what was your experience through 9/11 when that happened? Where were you when you found out what had happened? What impact did that have on your life? I know exactly where I was when I heard. I thought it was a movie that was playing on every single channel on the TV, and we had a lot of channels back then. So, things like that. Did you live through, where were you on 9/11? What were your memories of that? Hurricane Katrina, what were your memories of that? I was not in the area where it hit, but because of the company I worked for at the time, I was spending time on the phone trying to find our employees who had been displaced, whose homes had been destroyed, and letting them know how we as the company were going to come together and help them get back on their feet, and finding out, did they want to stay working for the company? If they did, this is what they needed to do next. If they didn't, this is what we were going to provide them with. And so I remember sitting for hours on the phone, just calling numbers that we had, trying to connect with our associates that were affected, and trying to figure out where they were, what help can we provide them, and that sort of thing. And that was huge to be able to help in some way. Where were you, during the Gulf War? How did that affect you? There's been all these events over history, but the biggest impact that they are going to have is when you record your story about that place and time. When you sit down and you record in some way, whether you write it out, whether you sit on video and do it, whether you just sit with a microphone and you do the talk to text thingy-me-bob, find a way to record your memories of that time and place, because that will give your future generation, that'll give your descendants coming, or people in your family that, if you don't have any kids, then that gives other people an idea of what that time and place was like during that time for you as an individual, and it makes it come alive for you. One of the things that they've taught us this week is that when we go in to find information on the county on where to go to get research, before we even do that, before we go to the county page, and Family Search has this really great, the Family Search wiki is amazing, it has incredible information. You go to the county page and there's all this information about the county. Learn about the county, learn about its history before you start going looking at their records. That's one of my big takeaways this week, is learn about the county, because when you learn about the county and the history of it, it gives you a better sense of the times that person was living in. Then you can go and search for those records, and now you're in a completely different place when you're looking at those records from a completely different angle of what their time period was like when that child was born, or what that time period was like when they got married, or what that time period was like when that person passed away. So you get a better sense of time and a better sense of understanding of what was going on at the time as to whether or not they actually recorded the event, because not all states were recording all events at the same time. It wasn't until as late as like 1933. Excuse me, I have to go back through my notes. I think it was 1933 when all states were now recording birth, deaths, and marriages. So if you think about that, some states were doing it well in advance. Some states started it, then stopped it, and then started it again. So understanding the history of that place and time is huge when it comes to helping you research. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go grab some breakfast and be online in like 17 minutes. It should be online in like 7 minutes, and eat my breakfast at the same time. So I got to go get my breakfast. I'm basically set up with my notebooks and everything for today. I'm going to go on a courthouse virtual tour today and learn about where I can find courthouse records and what courthouse records I can find. So have a super fantastic scrapping day. Remember, excuse me, let this tickle in my throat. There is something outside in the ear. Been coughing ever since I got back inside. Drinking water would have helped when I got back. Go out there, have an incredible day, and remember, who are you most grateful for today? Let them know. Pick up a phone and call them. Write a card, send them a card. No email, no e-card, a physical card, a phone call, a letter, actually handwritten out, or if they've already passed and you're able to, go to the cemetery and sit at their graveside and talk with them. So, things like that. Just let that person know that you appreciate them in some way, but make it something that they can, if it's a phone call, if it's sending them a letter, a physical letter, that means getting out pen and paper and actually physically writing it, or a card. Just find some way to say that you're grateful. Stay away from the emails and the e-cards because they're a little impersonal. Put a personal touch on something. Anyway, go have a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday. We will catch you this evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll be back here at 6 p.m. Pacific to let you know how the virtual tour of the courthouse went. So go have a super fantastic, sparkling day. Hey, konera.